Just want to do a quick video about my toolbox setup. As you know, I don't have an enclosed trailer. I don't have any, like, a lot of space really. I just have my open deck and then the back of the Expedition. But basically, was what I was using last year for all my tools, and I've recently changed it to this Milwaukee pack out setup. So it's got, a couple drawers. It's on a dolly, so you can roll it around. I got my spare parts in here, and then there's a clear box that's just like this that I'm going to be using that has all my sockets and stuff in it. So I'm just going to walk you through which basically what I had last year and what I'm doing now and why I'm doing it is mainly just to be way more organized and hopefully at the track have a little bit quicker repair, and anything that happens I can just go grab the tools and get it done. Alright, so this is going to be the first piece on the top. I don't have the inserts yet, but basically this is going to be like the sockets are going to be like positioned nicely. I just don't have it in here yet. Wrenches in the middle. I'll do some AN wrenches there. Just some random stuff like toe plate tape measures, little screwdriver, some easy outs, all that kind of stuff I'm going to organize over on this side. The idea with why this is in a separate box is if I need to, I can just take this whole box and go work on the car or something. It'll have most of the stuff I need. It's usually just sockets. You don't really need much else usually. We got the spare parts in here, which I'll show you what's inside there. First drawer down here, we've got a little flashlight. Don't know if it has a part number or something on it, but just the little Milwaukee flashlight, pen light, pretty easy. Got some Sharpies, electrical tape. I got a lighter there for like heat shrink stuff. What else? I got this Loctite that's like a gel, so it's a little bit easier to stick places when it's not focusing. But I got a paint pen because sometimes Sharpies don't work all the places you want to use it. It's got that like Alro. Some screwdrivers. I got some kind of like wire cutters, and then these are some crimp tools that you can get on Amazon. They're just for like electric connectors, and then some cheap Harbor Freight wire strippers. On this side I got some needle nose. I've got some regular just adjustable pliers. These are like cobalt adjustable, so they're supposed to be self-adjusting. So like say your bolt was like that big, this is like a little cam here that like pivots over. I don't know, it's pretty sweet. I use it for inner tie rods mainly because once it's kind of there, you can kind of just loosen it a little bit, and it's a lot quicker to use instead of something like this where you would adjust it. Got some wire cutters, some more wire cutters that are like a flush style, some smaller pliers, more vice grips, and that's pretty much it for all of my pliers. Second drawer, this is a power probe. You can get this on Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks or something, but basically you can attach your positive and negative to your battery or something that has positive and negative power on it, and then depending on where you touch this tip, it'll tell you if it's negative or positive depending on what color the light is, and then you can also output a positive or a negative signal. So if you want to like test wiring or test a sensor or something, you can use it for that. This is just a Craftsman kit. Again, this is nice to just take out and you could go work on it or use it to work on something like off the car or whatever. It's got all your Torx bits and everything you need in here, extensions, some adapters, but it's just nice to keep it all together. So I'll just throw that back in there. Not sure if I'll keep it here or not. It's kind of wasted space, but I don't really have anything else to put in there for now. So these are kind of Oetiker clamps, but again, it's just an Amazon brand. So these are those little like clamps that are kind of a pain to get off, but they are really nice for holding stuff down instead of using like a worm clamp or something. It comes with the pliers. I want to say that is also like $20 or something on Amazon. I got some zip ties of various sizes, just heat shrink, multimeter, some more connectors, Amazon of course. This is a journal for basically like car setup. Basically all the tracks I've gone to, I've tried to draw out what the track is, what my tire pressures were, like what I'm trying to go for. So that's kind of cool. So for next year I could kind of say, oh, I went to this track, then what was my setup, and then that's a good baseline starting point. You can get these online. It's just called Traction Journal. They have them for road course racing and all that kind of stuff too. Down here, this is from Harbor Freight. It's just like a rubber mat where you can put some parts in here, you know, random sockets, some bits, all that kind of stuff. This I think I don't even need anymore, but it's all the eTorx bits. This is also on Amazon, which I can probably link all this stuff in the description of this if anyone really cares. Harbor Freight again, just some random bolts. What do we got here? Some more electrical connectors. These are like Amazon Deutsch connectors, so they're kind of just like a copy. We got some hose clamps. Those are from Harbor Freight. These drill bits are actually pretty good. These from Harbor Freight. All drill bits kind of wear out unless you get really expensive ones, but it's like 25 bucks for this whole thing, and they've been pretty sharp. This is like a heavy duty wire crimper, so for like battery cables or something like that where it needs to have a huge crimp on it. Normally there's like a hydraulic or like a bench vise style, but this is meant to, you just kind of set it on the ground or a table. You put your fitting in there and then you just smack the top of this with a sledgehammer, and then it, you know, that's how I did my battery cables. Some spare parts which should go up in the parts bin. I've got a ball joint press to remove like the lower control arm. Let's see here. I've got some easy outs, which these are for like bolts, not studs or anything, but they work pretty good. These are from I think like Lowe's or something. Just some gloves, JB Weld. These are more little speed out bits. I think these are like for like Allen bolts or something like that. That's gonna strip out some smaller zip ties, which actually should go up here. Got some spare spark plugs. I just didn't want to throw them up in this bin up here and maybe get damaged. I got some flanges for V-bands, which I'm not really going to fix at the track, but they're in here. Then down here, we've got the impacts and some batteries. I have a couple more drills and stuff to put in here. And also just any other random bits that I need. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole setup. I have this for bolts and nuts. They just kind of click together, so this just keeps it nice and organized. I didn't really need them part of this whole pack out kit, so I just got the DeWalt ones because they're the cheapest. They'll be like just always in the truck or something, but this will be basically my kit that I'm gonna roll up to the car, and then you have all your tools right there. And eventually if I get an enclosed trailer, then this can just get strapped down to the trailer and rolled out and good to go. Alright, so as for the spare parts, spare throttle body, these are kind of hard to find, so I always have one with me. It's usually the position sensor that goes out. A radar gun, which I don't really use that much, but we got it for like competition stuff just to see how fast or how slow we are. This is just like some cut off discs, that's not really spare parts. We got, what is this, like a 255 fuel pump and a DW400. I don't have a spare for my surge tank, but I could make this DW400 work probably if I had to. But this is a spare for like the normal, I guess, lift pump you could call it, or regular pump in the tank. A lower mount for the coilover, because these, if you get hit in the wheel, these are the first thing that are going to bend. They're pretty easy to swap. You just unscrew this and back out. Spare belt. I usually have two of these with me. I got a spare, some duct tape there. Spare quick release. These don't really break or anything, but I have it just in case. Some sockets. I already showed you that. I got some fuel injectors. So this is just a pack. Don't really have issues with these because they're OE Ford, so they're pretty good, but I have a whole set of them just in case. The belt alignment tool, which you might have seen before me use, and then this is just general sockets, like deep drive stuff for like axle nuts, and then some O-rings just for some random things you need to seal up. Also a spare O2 sensor, because this one sometimes gets, if you go like off track or something, it kind of gets hit because it's one of the lowest sensors. And then I don't have them in here right now, but inner tie rods is also another thing that you'll want to have at the track for sure. Besides that, that's really all I bring to the track as spares. Don't have to worry about axles anymore. Don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. So yeah.